Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Former WWE champion Brock Lesnar is known for delivering the most physical and intense matches. The Beast incarnate has not been seen in the Stamford-based promotion since SummerSlam 2023, where he lost to Cody Rhodes at Elimination Chamber 2022. Brock Lesnar unleashed his inner beast. He reportedly went off a script during the men's chamber match and dominated the competition. Reports suggest that Lesnar breaking his pod to enter the bout wasn't part of the plan. A report by the Wrestling Observer Radio revealed that the Beast incarnate was under the impression that an injured Bobby Lashley's chamber pod wouldn't open. When the company signaled to open Lashley's pod, Lesnar thought it was a mistake. Hence, the UFC veteran went off script by breaking his pod and destroying Austin Theory, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. The multi-time world champion seemingly improvised to save the spot because he knew they were running short of time. The 2022 men's Elimination Chamber match featured a frightening moment when Brock Lesnar executed a massive F5 from the top of a pod on Austin Theory. In an interview with the West Sport, the former United States and Tag Team Champion revealed that his dangerous spot with Brock Lesnar could have ended his career with WrestleMania 41 on the horizon. It remains to be seen whether Lesnar will return to the Stamford-based promotion. In the world of professional wrestling, the term off-script is often whispered in hushed tones. The scripted nature of the WWE, a carefully choreographed blend of athleticism and storytelling, allows for moments of surprise, drama, and spectacle. However, there are instances when the lines between script and reality blur, and what was supposed to be a planned sequence turns into something far more unpredictable. One such moment occurred during a WWE match involving Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate himself. Known for his incredible power, athleticism, and unpredictable nature, Lesnar has made his mark in the world of WWE, often straddling the line between the scripted and the real. But on this particular night, he took things into his own hands, deviating from the script and leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. The build-up, a tense rivalry. The event in question took place during one of WWE's biggest pay-per-view events, where a rivalry had been brewing between Brock Lesnar and a stable of 4 wrestlers. This stable, known for their ruthless aggression, had been feuding with Lesnar for months, and tensions were high heading into this particular match. The match had been designed as a multi-man contest, with the 4 members of the stable teaming up against Lesnar in a brutal, no-holds-barred affair. The odds were stacked against Lesnar, but as always, he was unfazed by the challenge. In the weeks leading up to the match, WWE's creative team had scripted the story to build tension and anticipation. The stable had been portrayed as the underdogs, and they were slowly chipping away at Lesnar's indestructible image. As the weeks passed, Lesnar's frustration began to grow, especially after one too many humiliations at the hands of the stable. The script was simple. Lesnar was to fight valiantly, but ultimately, the odds would prove too much for him. The 4 members of the stable would work together to overpower Lesnar, and after a series of finishers and near pinfalls, Lesnar would eventually overcome the odds, hitting his signature F5 on the leader of the stable and securing the win. But what happened that night was nothing like anyone could have anticipated. The night of the match. The match began with the usual energy and excitement, with the crowd roaring in anticipation. Brock Lesnar stood at the center of the ring, his intense gaze fixed on the 4 members of the stable who had gathered in the opposite corner. The tension was palpable, and it was clear that this was going to be a battle of epic proportions from the outset. The match followed the script. Lesnar delivered punishing suplexes to the members of the stable, and the stable retaliated with quick, calculated strikes. However, the real moment of deviation came when Lesnar was knocked to the outside of the ring as planned. The stable began to isolate Lesnar, using the advantage of numbers to work him over. But it was clear from the way Lesnar's body language shifted that something was wrong. The frustration he had been feeling in the weeks prior seemed to have reached a boiling point, and instead of following the preordained sequence, Lesnar took matters into his own hands. Going off script, the breakdown. The first sign that things were going off script came when one of the members of the stable attempted to hit Lesnar with a steel chair. In the scripted version, Lesnar was supposed to dodge the chair shot and turn the tide. But in reality, something snapped in Lesnar that night. Instead of merely avoiding the chair, Lesnar seized it from the attacker and, without a moment's hesitation, slammed it across his back. The crowd erupted in shock as the member of the stable crumpled to the mat, clearly caught off guard by Lesnar's sudden, brutal retaliation. The match's tone immediately shifted from a choreographed fight to a raw, unscripted brawl as the rest of the stable rushed to intervene. Lesnar was no longer following the script. He was in a full-on rage, seemingly unaware or unconcerned with the planned outcome. He picked up another member of the stable and tossed him over the top rope, sending him crashing into the barricade with incredible force. The chaos only escalated from there. Lesnar, now fully embracing his role as a chaotic force of nature, started taking out each member of the stable with brutal, real-life intensity. His strikes were heavier, his movements more erratic, and the wrestlers on the receiving end of his aggression were clearly struggling to keep up. The second member of the stable found himself on the receiving end of a vicious German suplex. The impact was so forceful that the man's neck visibly snapped back, and the crowd let out a collective gasp. Lesnar didn't pause for a moment, lifting his opponent up once more for another suplex, sending him crashing to the mat. As the third member of the stable attempted to take advantage of the situation, he found himself face to face with Lesnar's raw power. The beast incarnate lifted him into the air with ease, throwing him across the ring with a terrifying F5. The impact rattled the ring, and the entire arena shook with the force of the move. The final member of the stable, realizing that the match was no longer under control, attempted to rally his teammates and regain some semblance of order. But Lesnar, now fully in control, wasn't about to let that happen. With a primal roar, he charged at the final member, knocking him down with a shoulder tackle that sent him sprawling across the ring. The four members of the stable were now incapacitated, lying motionless in various positions throughout the ring and outside the ropes. Lesnar stood tall, his chest heaving as he surveyed the chaos he had caused. His eyes burned with fury as he turned his attention to the final moments of the match. The aftermath, a shocking conclusion. At this point, the referees and backstage personnel had begun to realize that the match was spiraling out of control. The chaos in the ring was far beyond anything scripted, and it was clear that the stability of the event was in jeopardy. Still, Lesnar remained in the ring, an almost animalistic presence. As the arena watched in stunned silence, WWE's backstage crew scrambled to figure out how to regain control of the situation. The scripted ending, which had Lesnar standing tall after overcoming the four men, was now a distant memory. Lesnar had already destroyed the stable, leaving them in a pile of bodies, and he was showing no signs of stopping. But before the match could be stopped, Brock Lesnar, with a calculated fury, hit his signature F5 on the leader of the stable one last time. The impact was brutal, and the arena exploded with cheers. Despite the chaos, the match came to a shocking conclusion. Lesnar stood victorious, but the entire event was now tainted by the real, raw aggression he had shown backstage. The reaction was one of disbelief. Some were in awe of Lesnar's intensity, while others were worried about the consequences of such an unscripted performance. There were reports that the WWE higher-ups were furious, questioning whether Lesnar had gone too far this time. Yet, in the days that followed, it became clear that the moment had only added to Lesnar's legendary status. His departure from the script had created a moment of pure, unscripted chaos that fans would never forget. Legacy of the moment. The night Brock Lesnar went off script is remembered as one of the most chaotic and unpredictable moments in WWE history. While it may have been a moment of frustration and anger on Lesnar's part, it also showcased the raw power and dominance that made him one of the most feared superstars in wrestling history. In the aftermath, some wrestlers were concerned about the physical toll the match took on them. The four members of the stable, though beaten and battered, were able to recover over time. They spoke openly about the intensity of Lesnar's strikes, admitting that they had not expected the match to take such a brutal turn for fans. However, the moment was nothing short of legendary. it was a reminder of the unpredictability that made professional wrestling so exciting. In a world where every move is scripted, Lesnar's departure from the plan reminded everyone that sometimes the most memorable moments come from the unexpected. Brock Lesnar's unscripted assault on the four superstars that night became a piece of wrestling lore, etched into the memories of fans who had witnessed the chaos firsthand. It was a moment where the line between reality and fiction blurred, and Brock Lesnar proved, once again, that when he steps into the ring, anything can happen. As the years passed, the incident became a part of Lesnar's mystique. His name was forever linked to that infamous night when he went off script, leaving an indelible mark on WWE history. Whether fans loved him or feared him, one thing was clear: Brock Lesnar was a force to be reckoned with, and that night, he proved it in the most intense way possible. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.